This is TWiT.
Did you know there was a ceasefire between Google and Microsoft?
I vaguely remember this, but yes.
Well, who could forget
yes,
the Microsoft ads? Let me see if I can find one. There was the Gmail man, remember? Do you remember those ads? Let me see if I can find. Oh, my God, it's so awful.
I didn't know there was such a battle.
Well, I think this is
Microsoft's been.
I think this is why the truce started when Satya Nadella and Sundar Pichai became CEOs. Here you go. This is from 2011, before the truce. The following scene represents. Wait a minute. This might not be.
Did you do your sound?
Oh yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. This is. I'm gonna get the official one. This is not official. This is somebody's. Somebody. You know, it may be that actually Google has pulled it down because they're so embarrassed about it. Let me see if I can find the official one. Paul Thurrott, host of Windows Weekly, loved these and said Microsoft should do a lot more of these. I was, on the other hand, a little. Let's see. It's on Microsoft's. I bet you Microsoft has taken it down. Yeah, they have. All right, we're going to have to look at an unofficial version because Microsoft doesn't want you to remember the Gmail.
Learn. Up next, what Microsoft doesn't want you to know.
Yes. Oh, that's a good tease. I like that. Mm-hmm. The following scene represents the opposite experience of Office 365, says Microsoft.
He's everywhere and nowhere at the same time. He peeks at every subject in unreal time. Probing every sentence and all your punctuation. Got his nose in every colon in every situation. He's the Gmail man.
Got his nose in every colon and every situation. Watch. No, don't take it away. Zucchini, volcano, lava.
Birthday.
That wasn't real, right? That was a mockery, right?
No.
Are you looking at our
This
mail?
is a Microsoft video.
I'm looking at everyone's mail.
How can you do that?
Oh, man.
Sometimes when a person really loves their Gmail very, very much, the two get together and
And that is born.
You can't do that, mailman.
Of course I can.
I know, it feels like a parody, doesn't
I'm
it?
the Gmail man.
Man. The kid's face.
Good Lord. What year was this?
Not 2011. Not so long ago.
Good morning, senders and receivers.
10 years ago.
Carolyn Johnson, get up off of that painful itching and burning of yours. Come check this out. Leave there? Oh, it feels good, right?
No, what?
I
Have you been reading my
never
mail?
saw this.
No, just skimming. For certain keywords.
Shortly after this
burning
campaign, Google did in
and
fact announce
sensation.
they were no longer going to go through your mail for keywords. But they were doing this at the time.
So
But they were
bad.
also very transparent about it.
Right. And in fact, I pointed out when Paul was crowing about these,
No, actually, I wouldn't, because I was actually writing.
I
about
pointed out that,
lasagna.
well, let me ask you something, Paul. Does Outlook eliminate spam? He said, yeah. I said, well, how do you think they do that?
Yeah.
By
There's a reason
reading
for
your
that.
mail. The only difference is Google was using it for ad keywords.
Yeah, that was the added.
Isn't that kind of wrong?
But it's not that Microsoft
that's-
or anybody else doesn't read your mail. It's machines.
That's the debate we should be having. We should be building laws about the situations we want to use this stuff in. So, like,
How it's used,
is it
not
okay to
whether
use
they do
facial
it.
recognition for tracking?
Well, this is an
terrorists?
example of why laws should be written to principle, not technology.
Right.
You have a right to privacy only in your first class delivered physical mail, not in your communications when it gets to government here, right? Because they wrote it to that specific technology of the mail, not anticipating other messaging mechanisms.
Well, in the mail is a government service. That was the other thing that was worth noting when we started.
Yeah, when there were
writing
federal
around
laws against reading your mail, even if it was a postcard, right?
which is why. And there's
No.
There are still
Postcards were
federal laws
exempt.
around that.
Oh, you could read. They could read your postcard. They have
Yes,
to
because
there's addresses
They
on
had
it.
to.
Yeah. But if it's in an envelope, they can't look in the envelope, right? It's illegal
Without a warrant.
without a warrant.
Right.
So apparently, for the last 5 years, ever since Satya Nadella became CEO and Sundar Pichai became CEO, there was a non-aggression pact, a truce between Microsoft and Google, in which they agreed not to aim their substantial lobbying firepower against each other. This is according
Microsoft never paid attention to that at all.
This is according to Bloomberg. That truce, that old non-aggression pact, if you like Soviet era language, forged at the time by two new CEOs wanting a fresh start on a formerly acrimonious relationship, had already been fraying before it lapsed in April.
Isn't this antitrust?
Well, you can't agree not to poach each other's employees. We know that.
It's not collusion. I mean, to agree not to sue each other isn't collusion.
No, but to agree not to criticize each other?
I don't know. That's an
I
interesting.
won't criticize you if you don't criticize me. That's a questionable thing, I would say.
I was surprised to learn that you can't agree with another company not to you can't agree with another company not to poach employees. Apple made an agreement with a number of other Silicon Valley companies. Steve Jobs wrote emails saying, "Hey, look, we won't try to get your employees if you would stop headhunting ours," and that in fact is illegal under the.
Well, that because it's a harm for the employees,
right?
I mean, that creates an
who's
actual
the harm here?
documentable harm.
Yeah, who gets the harm?
Let's figure
here?
out the harm for.
No, everybody.
Well, you have
lobbyists.
two giant companies.
Lobbyists. It's a harm for
you also
lobbyists.
have two giant companies who hold on to their piece, and for somebody else to come in and compete with them, they can't break through the wall. Whereas if Microsoft's criticizing Google for something, and then I have a company to answer that,
that's a good point.
Then I can join in with Microsoft and on their slipstream.
Professor Jarvis, I will allow your suit. I'm Judge Leo.
Yes, you are.
You know how much Judge Judy makes every single year? She's retired. A lot.
I think I was like,
she's retired because she could. She's retired on her 50-foot yacht, probably. She was making, wait a minute, I want to make sure this is right. 47.
It was like, I would.
$47 million a year, according to a journal I respect highly called Entertainment Weekly.
How is this related to Google, by the way?
Because I'm Judge Leo.
He Googled that information.
I thought it was interesting. Anyway, the first signs of strain between the two companies, according to Bloomberg, Dina Bass and Nico Grant, appeared more than 2 years ago when Microsoft protested to Google that its Search Ads 360 wasn't keeping up with new features and ad types in Microsoft's search engine Bing. In other words, they were favoring Google's spots.
Microsoft was testifying against Google. Microsoft was doing ads against Google. They created
but remember,
fake trade organizations against Google. They went against Google in Australia. There was no truce. That's BS. There was never a truce.
Well, they weren't lobbying against each other. I guess it was a sort of a truce.
And I thought Microsoft
they
weren't
were
going to lobby for a while, like recently, like last year.
Yeah.
Or is that not a thing that's happening anymore?
They've been doing it the whole time. Especially in Europe, but they've been doing it the whole time.
And of course, Brad Smith, Microsoft President Brad Smith, has been going to Congress saying, "Why aren't you investigating? Thank you for not investigating us, but why aren't you investigating Google?" All right. Anyway, the truce is over, so get ready for the Gmail man to come back.